Hi all. Then moving on to module 5, design of water tank. Already we have seen the different types of water tank in the previous video. Then in this video we are going to deal with the design requirements and the design philosophy of the design of water tank. Then firstly moving on to the reinforced concrete water tank design requirements. The reinforced concrete water tanks are constructed for storing the water. The design of reinforced concrete water tank is based on IS 3370-2009, Part 1 to 4. The design mainly depends upon the location of tank. As we all know, based on the location of tanks, the water tanks can be divided into three: overhead, ground and underground. This is 3370 Part 1, this is Part 2, Part 3 and this is Part 4. The tanks can be made in different shapes. Usually, circular and rectangular shapes are mostly used. The tanks can be made of reinforced concrete or even of steel. The overhead tanks, these are usually elevated from the rooftop through the column. On the other hand, underground water tanks are rest on the foundation. Then moving on to the design requirements, the first one is types of RCC water tank. As we have seen in the previous video, the different types of water tank based on the water tank location, that is underground, tank resting on ground and overhead, and based on the water tank shape, it is rectangular, circular, spherical, inch and circular tank with conical pot. And the second one is basis of concrete water tank design. RCC water tank design should be based on the sufficient resistance to cracking not to avoid the leakage, and it should have the adequate strength. For achieving this, the following assumptions we have to consider. The first one is the plane section before bending remains plane after bending. Both concrete and steel are perfectly elastic. In the calculation of stresses, both for the flexural and direct tension, or the combination of both relating to the resistance to cracking, the entire section of concrete including the cover together with the reinforcement can be taken into consideration, provided that the tensile stress in concrete limited to values. Neglect the concrete tensile strength during the strength calculation. The third one is permissible stress in concrete. In that, first one is permissible stress for resistance of cracking. The water tank should be free of leakage, and this may be achieved by selecting the grade of concrete from M20 and greater. The concrete near the water face needs to such that no crack occurs. So in order to make the concrete crack free at the water face, the water tank wall thickness shall be designed so that the stress on concrete is smaller than the values provided in table number 1 IS 3370 part 2. This is the table number 1 in IS 3370 part 2. Then permissible stress for strength calculation. In the strength calculation, the permissible concrete stresses should be in accordance with the values provided in table 2 and 3 in IS 3370 part 2. This is table 2 and 3. Then fourth one is permissible stress in steel. The stress in steel must not be allowed to exceed the following values under different positions to prevent the cracking of concrete. When the steel is placed near the face of the members in contact with the liquid, 150 Newton per mm square for mild steel bars and 150 Newton per mm square for HYSD bars. If the steel is placed on face away from the liquid form members to 25 mm or more in thickness, then permissible stress in steel shall be 125 Newton per mm square for mild steel bars and 190 Newton per mm square for HYSD bars. When steel is placed on face away from liquid for members less than 225 mm in thickness, same as earlier. The fifth requirement is stress due to temperature or moisture variations. It is not required to perform separate calculation for stress due to moisture and temperature variation in concrete, provided that the following conditions are met. Then, separate computation for moisture and temperature variation shall not be conducted if assumed shrinkage coefficient is 300 into 10 raised to minus 6 and permeable lining used for the water tank, etc. Next is flaws of reinforced concrete water tank, in that case movements of joints. The movement of joints should be provided in accordance with IS 3370 Part 1. The floor of RCC water tank rests on the ground. In that case, we have to place a layer of lean concrete not less than 75 mm thick over the ground. Commonly use M15 for lean concrete and employ M20 for lean concrete in the presence of aggressive soils or harmful water. Then consider sulfate resisting concrete if required and the cast the floor in single layer. Then floor tanks rest on support, that means like this. In that case, it should be designed for bending moments due to dead load and water load. Special attention shall be practiced during the design of floor of multi-cell water tank. Lastly, when walls and floor are connected rigidly, then the moment at the junction in the combination with other transferred load shall be considered in floor design. Then seventh one is the concrete water tank walls. In that case, there should be a provision of sliding joints. It may be used if it is desirable to permit the walls to expand or contract separately from the floor. It is used to prevent the moments at the base of the wall because of fixity to the floor. Then pressure on RCC water tank wall. The gas pressure which is developed due to the presence of fixed or floated tank cover shall be added to the liquid pressure. When the water tank constructed in ground or earth impact against it, then the earth pressure shall be accounted in wall design. RCC water tank roof. To avoid the possibility of sympathetic cracking, it is important to ensure that movement joints in the roof correspond with those in the walls if roofs and walls are monolithic. However, position is made by means of sliding joint for movement between the roof and the wall. Correspondence of joints is not so important. Moreover, in case of tanks intended for the storage of water for domestic purpose, the roof must be made watertight. This may be achieved by limiting the stresses as for the rest of the tank or by the use of the covering of the waterproof membrane or by providing slopes to ensure adequate drainage. The next criteria is minimum reinforcement for RCC water tank. As per the code, it should not be less than 0.3% of cross-section area of the floor slab. This is the thickness of tank wall. The thickness of the tank wall may be selected from the following consideration. The first one is thickness of wall may be at least 150 mm. Then next, the thickness of wall may be about 30 mm per meter depth plus 50 mm. Then thickness of wall may be such that the tensile stress on concrete section may not exceed the safe stress in tension. Then moving on to the design philosophy, water tank is designed based on the working stress method. Design of water tank is based on the fact that the concrete should not crack. Tensile stress developed in any part of the water tank that should be within the permissible limit. That permissible limit is given in IS 3370 Part 2. For design the water tank, concrete of higher grade should be used. The water tank should be designed as subjected to severe exposure condition as per the IS 3370 Part 1 page 1 clause 4. The cement content not including fly ash and grout granulated blast furnace slag in excess of 400 kg per meter cube should not be used unless special considerations has been given in design as per IS 3370 page number 1 clause 5. Minimum cement content from the durability criteria that is given in table number 1 IS 3370 part 1. Minimum cover adopted according to the page number 2 clause 6.2. Cracking may be controlled by avoiding or reducing the grading of steep changes in temperature and moisture of especially the early age concrete. The type of shuttering, de-shuttering procedure and curing method may affect the changes in temperature and moisture. Curing shall be done for a period of not less than 14 days as per clause 8.2.4. Correct placing of reinforcement bars, use of deformed bars, bars closely spaced and use of small size bars leads to diffused distribution of cracks and hence preferred. It is given in 8.2.10. As per the IS code recommendations, the nominal cover should be 25 mm and the minimum reinforcement for forced slab, that is 0.24%, that is given in 8.1.1. In the case of wall, if the thickness of the wall is less than 200 mm, then reinforcement has to be placed in one layer. If the thickness of wall is greater than 200 mm, the reinforcement has to be placed in two layers. Out of the two layers, one layer that should be in the water phase and the other layer that is in the outer phase. Then permissible stress in concrete are given in table number 1 and 2 and the permissible stress in steel are given in the table number 4, 3370 part 2. Then moving to the working stress method. Working stress method is used for the design of reinforced concrete, steel and the timber structures. The main assumption in the working stress method is that the behavior of structural material is restricted within the linear elastic region and the safety of it is ensured by restricting the stresses coming on the members by the working loads. These are the mostly used equations in the case of working stress method. In order to calculate the moment of resistance MR, the equation is half sigma CBC Kj BD square, where J can be calculated by the equation 1 minus K by 3. K can be obtained from the equation 1 by 1 plus sigma St by m sigma CBC or m sigma CBC divided by m sigma CBC plus sigma St, where m can be calculated by 280 by 3 sigma CBC. The value of sigma CBC and sigma St that will be obtained from the table given in IS code. That's all about the design requirements and philosophy. Thank you.